about policies and showed you that there is a way to fix everything that is wrong in this country, you will never vote PNM and UNC again. Our education system treats our country, our people, our children with contempt. The SCA is the #1 cause of mental illness in this country. The SCA needs to be abolished yesterday. When schools close, they have no traffic. What I tell you? It is school traffic. If you made every single school in this country prestige schools, because I asked, if Fatima and Mokorapo are part of the same Ministry of Education, get the same funding, operating under the same curriculum, why is one a prestige school and one a failed school? That would make sense. If I took all the children from Mokorapo, put them in Fatima, and all the children from Fatima and put them in Mokorapo, who would fail? Who would succeed? Trinidadians need to understand, we cannot continue to accept from these office holders games, brinksmanship, confusion, bacchanal jokes, and old talk. We must ask, when you stand up to say that this is how it is going to work, it must make sense. The education system that will make sense for this country is 10-year schools zoned in your community and a grade point average test every year so that we will know how the children doing, how the teachers doing, and how the schools doing. That'll solve that problem, and we'll have no traffic. There is a way to fix everything. And Shan Ishmael did a video talking about the 250,000 people. We've been talking about this for decades. You are supposed to decentralize to the center of this island. 250,000 people drive into Port of Spain and out of Port of Spain every day is insanity. We've allowed it to happen. We need to do better. And the way to do better is all of us coming together and standing together and being courageous like these people and standing up and adding your voice and voting yourself a better country. That's the way forward for Trinidad and Tobago. And this was supposed to be our last meeting for 2022, but I just learned that in 2 weeks' time, we will be in San Fernando. We will be doing another bigger, better version of this. So we're going and we're growing and we're coming in every community in Trinidad and Tobago. You will hear more from Robert and more from Anthony, and they have other people to speak after me. But if I say this to you, and I say this to you with every belief that I have, we could fix everything in this country if we stop the foolishness of being divided by race, and the people who don't involve themselves in politics, who say they're not into politics into you. The value of the money, your light bill, the cost of food, the condition of the roads, the crime, all that is politics. If you're not into politics, politics will destroy you. We need all of us, 1.4 million of us, standing together as one people under one flag. We need to stand up and make sure that the people we hire and we vote them into office, we're not voting them into power. You there as servants of the people, and you must deliver. And if you don't, we will fire you. That will fix the problem. Thank you very much.
One people under one flag. It's time for change, it's time we vote to be. Come on, let me fix it. We go fix it. Build a better TNT. Build it, we go fix it. We go fix it. One.
All right. So firstly, I'd like to thank everyone for coming out tonight. You know, in the PP, we have a lot. Well, we finished first of all. We're going to have an open mic segment where you would be able to ask the political leader any questions that you may want to ask him. How many of you know about Rum Shop Talk? That's a little bit, boy. The show say 10,000 views. I ain't seen that in the crowd. How many of you watch Rum Shop Talk? I think we need some more doubles. Doubles finished. Precious, you have drinks in the back there? How many of you watch Rum Shop Talk? Thank you. So I want to introduce Stephen Mattison. You know, Stephen has taken over Rum Shop Talk. So Stephen Mattison has taken over Rum Shop Talk as a co-host with the political leader Philip Edward Alexander. So just to give us a few words before we go into the open mic segment, please help us welcome Mr. Mattison.
One people under one flag. It's time for change, it's time we vote to PEP. Come on, let me fix it, we go fix it. Build a better TNT. Philip, we go fix it, because we vote in PEP.
Philip will fix it.
Vote.
Yeah, good night, ladies and gentlemen. It is nice to see such lovely crowd here tonight, and it is not easy speaking after Philip. So, but I understand why I'm here after him. You know, tonight I wanted to say a lot to the persons or you all here tonight, and I'm glad I got the opportunity to do that. Today, or tonight, reminds me of when I was a little boy, growing up in the 80s, the early 80s that is. The political environment in the 80s was nothing short of what exists today. In the 80s, we had names like Privat, names like John Extreme, names like Manning, names like the Minister of Education, Cuthbert Joseph, and these guys. And also, you had a lot of talk about corruption, just like we have today, and just like we have had since the 80s to now. And one thing happened in the mid-80s was that a group of parties would have come together to make a difference. And that group of parties probably would have listened to Plato when he said that divergent interests coming together to make a change may be something that we should consider. The thing is, I may not agree, or I should say Philip may not agree with everything I'm about to say. But to make change, to achieve the change that Philip and all the persons that are talking in society today, what we need to do is to understand that we must come together. If we don't come together, if we're not in office, we cannot effect those changes that we are thinking that we could have effect. And that is very important. Now, one of the things we have to understand is that with all the things we would like to see happen in Trinidad and Tobago, one of the reasons why it is not happening is because we don't have the configuration of politicians that we had in 1986. I don't think we have ever had it. When the ULF, the ONR, the DLP, Pandey, and all of them came together, albeit self-destructed in 1988. They came together and they won the elections 33-3. What they were able to do, or what they could have done at that time is to change the construct. And that's the only thing that will give you a better life today in Trinidad and Tobago. If, for whatever reason, the whole cadre of persons who are opposing, who understand the ills, who understand everything that is going wrong in society today, could just come together to fix Trinidad and Tobago. You here, the 1,000 or the 500, 800, 3,000 of us here, and all those that are listening, in many ways, do not even constitute or make up one constituency in Trinidad and Tobago. The average the average size of a constituency in Trinidad and Tobago is about 26, 28,000 people. The thing is, what we have to understand is that all of us, listen, politics is colorblind. It ain't no African, it ain't no Indian, it ain't no Syrian, it ain't none of that. If we could just come together and understand the reality, what we are faced with, we could make that change. All the people listening, all the people here, those that are listening on air, if we understand that we need to come together, stop looking at who Philip might be. Stop looking at race. That's what I want to say. Come together to change dynamics in Trinidad and Tobago. I guess they're trying to send a message to me. Come off the stage. But listen. At the end of the day, we have to understand. At the end of the day, we have to understand that we cannot move forward as a society. One, with the kind of divisive politics that engulfs Trinidad and Tobago today, we cannot move forward in a society with the kind of corruption that engulfs politics in Trinidad and Tobago today. We cannot move forward if we are not united, if we are not willing to speak as one people in Trinidad and Tobago. We will always have or experience the malfeasance in public service. We will always lose. And Philip talk about it all the time. Yeah, if for whatever reason we could just understand that the amount of money or the amount of resources Trinidad and Tobago had from 1956 to now, the amount of money that would have passed through this country from then to now, all of us here could certainly be living a better life, could certainly be living a better standard of life. And a few days ago, I read something on Facebook by a supporter of the PNM who said that we should probably emasculate the person who is running against Dr. Rowley because she will not give Trinidad and Tobago what Trinidad and Tobago has. We have free education, is what she said. We have free health care. We have all kind of freeness. Really? Think about the amount of money that passed through this country. Just think about it for a few minutes. And you would understand what Qatar do for their people, what Dubai, what all the other countries. they talk about free gas. The lowest price of gas is in Trinidad and Tobago. Well, let me tell you something. And I think I would have mentioned it somewhere before. Our average income in Trinidad and Tobago, according to Google, is about $7,000 or $8,000 average. And that is only so because there are a lot of people who work for more than $20,000 in Trinidad and Tobago. But what it didn't say is that most people in Trinidad and Tobago work for minimum wage. Most people work for minimum wage. The average income of someone living in New York is about $3,800 US. But that person who works for $3,800 US could buy bread for $2.75. You working for the same thing. Yeah. You working for the same thing in Trinidad and Tobago. You see, I know they wanted more. You working for the same thing, but you have to pay about $23 on average for bread. And that is how you need to analyze the maths. That's how you need to analyze the maths. You can't analyze it no other how. At the end of the day, you are not getting anything free. Every single one of you, whether you're working or not, you're paying taxes. Every time you go in the parts place, anywhere you go, you're paying VAT. You're paying taxes in the grocery, you're paying taxes anywhere you go. So don't let them fool you into telling you that you are not paying taxes. I want to say to you, at the end of the day, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your family, for the betterment of your family, for the betterment of your grandchildren, all these sick people in Trinidad and Tobago, everybody. If you come together, you can certainly make a difference in Trinidad and Tobago. And it is time that we realize that. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and have a good night.
I can tell you Stephen does not talk this much for Rum Shop Talk. Can tell you that for sure. So we want to go into just the questions and answers segment. For anyone that has questions for the political leader, as well as party executives, we'll get a mic to you guys. For anyone that wants to ask questions, where's Philip? Where's the Fix-It man? I seen him under the tent. Mr. Fix-It. I'm sorry. I heard nothing you say.
Right, give back this. Nice. All right. Oh. Buddy boy, you're setting me up.
All right. All right. So Mr. Daryl Nath has the microphone, and the political leader is somewhere around this place. Ah, there he is. I know him to be walking around now. So for anyone that wants to ask a question to the political leader of the Progressive, and yeah, I'm answering questions as well. You could raise your hand, and Mr. Nath will walk around with the microphone to get it to you. So we have...
Check.
We come in.
Check,
So we
check,
have
one.
someone in the back that wants to ask a question.
Okay.
It's on.
Good night to everyone.
Two. Open it for me.
I came prepared,
Two.
ready to stand up there
Oh, hey.
and give what I had to say today. But I will shorten it. What I want
All right.
is to tell the Minister of Health the situation that I am in right now. Right? What happened that I worked 28 years plus with the Ministry of Health and with the SWARA, Southwest Regional Health Authority. And for all those years
Right.
I work in that hospital, I give half of my life in there. Today, I cannot get my pension, which I pay over 20 years. 20 years I paid my dues, and now I cannot get my pension. So I am reaching out to the Minister of Health to find out from the Southwest Regional Health Authority what's happening there that I cannot get my pension. Because I have my mortgage loan to pay and my house is up for grabs. I made a lot of sacrifices as a single mother, and it's very, very hard for me to be going through this now. Right? 28 plus years I give service to the Point Fortin Hospital and to the San Fernando General Hospital. I became a supervisor, and when the COVID came, I was in charge of the people who was cleaning inside the COVID facility. And today, I had to say that everything changed in Point Fortin. Who knows that they had to move all the emergency and put it in the heritage. So I was seeing about the COVID center, the heritage, and the extended care center, right? So that is 3 different departments I was seeing about. So when you see this thing happen, no taxi wasn't going up to the area hospital. So when I had to go from one facility to the next to make sure everything put in an order so the doctors could function, the nurses could function, the patients could be comfortable. Now I am faced with the dilemma that I could lose my house, and I want to know what happened in the San Fernando General Hospital, where the HR is, where the finance department is, where the audit section is. I tried to find out, every time you call and you're finding out, it here, it there, it everywhere. All I am asking the Minister of Health to do is to find out for me when I will get my pension, because I am entitled to lose my house. Right? And there is another situation I'm facing right
Ma'am,
now.
excuse. I want you to give Daryl Knapp your phone number. He will give you mine. And Monday, we will be dealing with this matter for you. Okay? Hand Daryl Knapp back that microphone, give him your phone number, and take mine. We will be dealing with that for you. And I will get you your pension. And next meeting, you will come on the stage, you will say, Philip, fix that.
For sure. Daryl,
But I'll sing, you're a hell of a man. Listen to the cries of the woman. Call one of them actors you have in the regional health authority and tell them, come on, man. Country's a joke sometimes.
Daryl, come in front. There's someone with a question in front, all right? Red shirt in front.
Or y'all could go to Daryl if Daryl take it too
I'll
long.
take it now. Thanks.
If we could keep it concise so that we could action. Okay?
A pleasant good night. My name is Alan Sampson.
Raise the mic.
My name is Alan Sampson, right? It's a series of questions, right? Okay, right? I am employed within the security industry, right? And the speaker before said security, I mean, we are working at minimum wage, and security officers are work at minimum wage, right? And we are not covered under the national minimum wage order.
Matheson still here?
Because we are not considered workers under the...
Okay. We deal with a lot of security guards through the Citizens Union. Are you in a union of any kind now?
Yeah.
And what are they doing for you? Besides collecting dues from you, what are they doing?
Well, they are addressing the grievance at this present time.
Myself and Matheson are in touch with the head of the Estate Police Association, Derek Richardson. You heard the name?
Yeah, I know, Derek.
He was on our episode of Rum Shop Talk with us. So you said you had 3 questions. That first question with regards to your minimum wage, I know that he is addressing that. But if you want me to get more information on that for you, I can. What's your second question?
The second question is insurance for officers that lose their life in the execution of their duty.
Is there anything exists now?
Nothing exists right
There are
now.
50,000 security officers in this country. And if they join the Citizens Union of Trinidad and Tobago, we will get them medical, ophthalmological, dental. We will get them bereavement benefits, funeral benefits. We'll probably be able to negotiate housing subsidy allowance. But you all are standing alone. There's a company called Thor Security. Practically every member of staff call me one by one. Can't get them to join together. The moment you all stand together, there is strength in numbers. The Citizens Union of Trinidad and Tobago, and Daryl will give you that number, is 486-2888. Call, join. We want to mobilize all of you. And we will work together to get those things for you. It's up to you all. The ball in your court, you know. You could beg as much as you want. 50,000 security officers in one organization with a list of demands that say, here what? We want these 7 things. And all 50,000 of us staying home till we get it. How long you think it will take? You understand what I'm saying?
You understand what you're saying?
That's what it will take. What's the third question?
The third question is that you said that Derek Richardson is dealing with the issue of the minimum wage order, right? But my question is that the Estate Police Association can only represent precepted officers at this point in time.
Yes, I heard so. So that's why I'm telling you.
So
Join
does-
Citizens Union.
Does the Citizens Union bargain for workers have rights at this present time?
From what I understand from Matheson, you have to have representation rights under that law. But our mission is to organize you, strengthen numbers. That's all it really takes, you know. The rest of the stuff and the industrial court and all that drama, right now what you need is all of the security officers in this country asking for similar respect to police officers. Get to that level. That is not unreasonable. If you lose your life in your duty, your family have nothing to get. We must fix that. You all have to join for us to fix that. Nice chatting with you. Daryl Wilson, 486-2888. Put that number in your phone. Daryl, you could give him my number. Anybody else?
So you want a number? Let me give you a number.
Wherever you,
You'll be next. This is just before you. Right? I have your mic for you.
Right here is
682.
all right. So anybody that want to ask questions, I'm going to ask you to come and stand up here. So the next, so it'll be the next person after, and that's it.
2888.
Hi.
Right? That's 8. One more 8.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Well, Philip is
Two numbers. That's Philip.
not exactly a question per se. You know, I represent a group of people who are very concerned about animal welfare in the country. Animal cruelty is very rampant in the country right now, and pet owners and animal lovers will know that we need to do something about it. So, we do have a group of PEP members who have come together. The group has been in about a few months now, but it's still, teething problems and so on. But with your
We've done in a previous incarnation, and Richard Blaze was chairing that committee, and we have something called the Animal Bill of Rights. And we are waiting for the new team to get structure to give it to you all so we could ratify and lay it as a PEP policy. The Animal Bill of Rights protects not just pets, but domestic animals, farm animals, and wild animals from abuse and or neglect. So we want that Animal Bill of Rights as an amendment to the Constitution. That's the level of the conversation. So as soon as your team have some structure, we'll get down to that. Felicia, you should have access to the document.
Thank
Right?
you.
Thanks for coming. What's that?
Yes, good is sir. I'm from the Workers' Rights and Human Rights platform, right? We like what you're doing. We see what you're doing and we like what you're doing. So
Come up here now. Let me answer this fella, and then I giving you this mic.
Yeah, good night, everybody. Good night, PEP members. Actually, I have two questions, one for you, Philip, one for David, but I was just told I could only ask one person.
No, you can ask two questions, but don't ask David anything.
David, the turnout here this evening, 90% turnout was elderly people, well, elderly people my age and above, basically. What I would like to know is you, as the chairman of the UTAM, could do to organize a meeting like this with youths, just the youths.
He's doing it all the time.
Well,
He's doing it all the time. He have a youth team. We have an elders council. Are you on board?
no,
That's what
not the youth team. I'm not on board with the
No,
youth
no, no. We have an elders council, and you should be on board that.
But no, I think.
Or you want to meet the youths?
No, I want to be in the middle-age council.
Ah.
No,
the
what
not
we
so
would
young,
like
not
to do-
so old team.
What we would like to do is see the youths do exactly something like this. Maybe you could head it instead of Philip, and let them come and let them tell the country what they want.
Absolutely. Well said.
You understand?
What's the second
we want
thing?
to hear from them.
What is his second thing?
The second thing, Philip.
Wait, I want to tell you. The reason I cut in here is because that's his mission. That's what he's doing. So, if you know David Welch at all, he's a fella like lightning in a bottle. He had to keep steady.
Yeah.
But when he get an idea in his head, nothing else could happen. And he reminds me of my son. But that's how I know I could handle him. Because he reminds me of Joshua. But David Welch is building a youth arm, a serious youth arm, and they will be having youth political rallies as well.
Very
So
good.
I just wanted to let you know that is...
Yeah, that's good. And the senior people in the party could assist with resources if necessary.
Good. And what's the last?
The question to you is, I know you don't have to answer it, but it's something I want to bring to the PEP supporters' attention. The sleeping devil with the election we have to worry about is the
EBC.
EBC. We had to keep them in mind. They could swing anyway with them.
Well, you see, and I want to tell you this, the real issue is oversight. We want international observers for the election to certify and ratify, but we want volunteers. Because if we have volunteers in the voting booth, they can't tamper with the amount of votes. We count how much people come in. The only thing that they get away with, that we know they corrupt with, is the special voters list. And we have to find a way to fix that. And we're working on that. Because they have more than one election. They have their own little secret election kind of bacchanal with the special voters, and they say, but we want to get that challenged in court. We're working on that. Thanks for raising the issue. Yeah? I'm going to let the Workers' Rights Party have the mic for a 5, because they have some things to say.
yes, good night, everyone. Right, my name is Terry Shade. I'm from the Workers' Rights and Human Rights Group. This is Renison Jeffrey. You understand? And for years, we have been seeing things taking place in Trinidad and Tobago. Years we're seeing corrupt politicians. Years they're saying they have the solutions to solve crime. Like imagine Rowley saying $80 million to fix cameras go solve crime. Like madness. This country is so rich, everybody could get $200,000 in their bank account. That is how rich this country is. In the 80s, when it had the oil boom, Trinidad used to make $14 million a day. And people still suffering. They're seeing homeless people still on the streets. Nobody seems to care about them. You understand? And what we see in here now, apart from all these corrupt politicians, crime going up, like imagine commissioners of police could actually have the belly to come on national TV and say that the illegal guns and drugs is coming in legally. You understand? Coming through the legitimate ports of entry. But Gary Griffith, and nobody doing nothing, and Gary Griffith could have the audacity to say, there is no policy for the police to enter into the ports. But as Philip Alexander rightfully said, just rewrite the law. That is all they have to do. Rewrite the law. You understand? But I don't know if, because these watchmen, it's not billions of dollars in that treasury, you know, it's trillions of dollars in that treasury, you know. That's why you see union leaders and all playing politics with the politicians. Some of them actually accepting 4%. You understand? 4% them accepting. Why Kamala don't tell the citizens to shut down the country? Why Kamala don't do that? Kamala have real power, you know. She don't know how much power she have, you know. But you know why Kamala don't tell me to shut down the country? Because she and Rowley is good friends. Just like how Patrick Manning and Bazio Pandey was good friends, Kamala Persad and Rowley is good friends. Yeah. So they're playing politics with we, making me feel like there's enemies. She calling them Oreo and the blank man on the other side, and they're fighting, talking all kind of roti talk in parliament, just to make me feel like there's enemies. But when they go in the parliament and it's tea time, both of them bouncing tea and stepping and saying, look at them, we catch the fools on them now. You keep paying them money, paying off these union leaders and them, because watch me, after that budget, them union leaders supposed to tell we shut down this country, you know. That budget was a sad budget, you know. Yeah. It was a hurtful budget. Tears run from my eyes to see Colin Members actually raise gas again. Nah, man. Now, I understand we, the citizens, we fright. That's understandable because Rowley fire in here. Rowley sending police to throw tear gas at you. So we frightened. That is understood. But the leaders cannot be frightened. Roger and them cannot be frightened. Anisette can't be frightened. But they're just playing politics with the politicians. And Kamala don't care. Because she and Rowley is good friends. But it have hope. We saw a man called Philip Alexander. You saw this man called Philip Alexander. And he is the only politician I hear talking about referendum and recalls law. You don't hear Rowley and them talking about referendum and recalls law and Kamala and them. You understand? Because them want to have the power. You understand? That is what going on here right now. But Philip Alexander, she rightfully say, we go have the power. Where if we hire, the government hire commissioner of police, and we don't like the commissioner of police, we could say here what's going on. Fire that commissioner of police. Where we could say here what's going on. See that sedition act? That sedition act is madness. And Satmaraja and his lawyers already said that the sedition act is unconstitutional anyway. So that sedition act is unconstitutional. So let me don't take up too much time. Jeffrey, and if you have something to say, right, you can go ahead.
Well, thank you, audience. Well, we have our next person here waiting, so we ain't going to take much of your time. Good night, everybody.
Yes. 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 Greetings. Yes. Greetings in the name of the Most High, the one who made the heavens and the earth. Now, My name is Elginton Lewis, better known as Easy Squeezy. I just be all over the country talking to the youths and so on. The youths in Trinidad are frustrated, so they are turning to drugs, they are turning to guns. They are frustrated because they are unemployed. Many of them are unemployed and hopeless, right? So I'm calling on the youths of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago to join the Progressive Empowerment Party and have a little patience and let us vote them out. For the meantime, please put down the guns. Lord have mercy. Fed up of the bloodshed in the land, man. God Almighty. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Tell them already, me go tell them again. Tell them already, me have to tell them again. And I know me, I tell them, put down the gun. Put down the gun. Put down the gun. Youths, put down the gun. Put down the gun. If you live by the gun, you go dead by the gun. No take it for joke and no take it for fun. Talking to the youths in Lavante. No walk with no knife and go stab nobody. No walk with cutlass fi chop up nobody. No walk with no gun and go shoot nobody. Respect your mommy, respect your daddy. Respect the elders in the society. Respect the police, respect the army. And give thanks and praise to God Almighty. I am is his name for all eternity. Take it from the man called Easy Squeezy. Watch, go to school, get an education, or learn a trade, help build the nation. Me say, tell them already, me go tell them again. Tell them already, me have to tell them again. Again and again and again and again. And I know me, I tell them, put down the gun. Youth, put down the gun. Put down the gun. Youth, put down the gun. Put down the gun. Talking to the youths, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Talking to the youths in Asawa. All of the youths in my tower. No walk with no knife and go stab nobody. No walk with cutlass fi chop up nobody. No walk with no gun and go shoot nobody. Respect your mommy, respect your daddy. Respect the elders in the society. Respect the police, respect the army. And give thanks and praise to God Almighty. Watch, go to school, get an education, learn a trade, help build the nation. Me say, tell them already, me go tell them again. Hey, tell them already, me have to tell them again. Again and again and again and again. And I know me, I tell them, put down the gun. Put down the gun. Jeez, Lord of mercy.
Anybody who came in the Orupuchis bus, they assemble at the gate, they're ready to leave.
Okay. All right. Let's give it up again for our artists. We can do better than that. Have one announcement. All members who came with the Orupuch East bus, the bus is ready to leave, so you could assemble outside by the gate. You're most welcome. All right. All protocols observed. It gives me immense pleasure to deliver the vote of thanks for this proceedings. And guests, this evening, on behalf of our great party, I would like to thank all religious bodies, Central Strikers Tasso Group, Darren Air Conditioning, Akash Singh, CAB Registered Electrical Contractor, 2+1 Security, Alcorp Executive Security Service, CNC Concepts, Bowmasters Limited, Professional Audio System Solutions, Krishna Tent Rental, Anthony Saloom, Robert Amar, Ian Griffith, Stephen Matheson, all shadow MPs, Miss Baron from the Shit Shatty Dance Group, Devika Thomas from the Caroni Workers Union, Amanda Williams, Ricardo Fleming, We Shine Titi, Prophet Benjamin, Victor George Signage, the entire Youth and Women's Arm, all volunteers, Adana Stewart, Marissa Passad, Miss Pauline, Mr. Randolph Barrett, the original Captain Doubles, Miss Tara Ramsaran for the delicious pylori that you guys received, all the vendors, and all of you for coming out tonight. Remember, Woodford Cafe, yes, of course. And remember, PP well, PP well. Have a wonderful night.
There's a call to the nation. One by one, let's do it together. Let's be the change we want to see. Standing strong through any weather. Follow the light of the PEP, 'cause we could build